Hello and welcome to the next video of my LEC 2024 preview series. We're going to cover GiantX, formerly known as Excel and Giants. They've merged together to form an LEC roster. Excel, obviously, the last couple years struggling. Actually, throughout their entirety struggling. And Giants, a former LEC EU LCS team that is making a return. So, last 3 years, we have nothing to talk about because, as far as I'm concerned, this is a brand new team. Excel and Giants were two separate organizations, now forming one. It's not like a rebrand where you see SKT turned to SKTT1 or something of the sort. This is new. They're combining forces, so you also theoretically have to imagine they're getting the best of both sides and putting it together. In terms of the Excel roster from last year, they dropped Abadage and Limit and brought in Jackies and Ignar. So Abadage, I believe, doesn't have a place right now, and then Limit doesn't either. The average age of this roster, well, golly gosh, 21, so I think it's 24. I think it's 24.2. What? So we got 22 here, minus 2. No, 22 minus 1. 21. So yeah, 24.2 years old. So by far the oldest team that I've done thus far. Odawamne in top lane, 29 years old, one of the oldest players in the 4 major regions. Weak side top, we saw him peak a couple of years ago, and frankly, now he's kind of in that impact area that we've seen the last couple of years out of him. An older player that kind of just plays top side and plays weak side. So 52 games, 2.4 KDA, 7.9 CS per minute, 53.8 KP, 21.4 gold share, 504 damage. Excuse me. 504 damage per minute, which is 21.9% of damage. On average was meh at 15 minutes, which is good when you consider that he's weak side. 5 gold up, 3 CS up, down 5 XP. I mean, that's all negligible. 12 solo kills and 14 champions played. Kesante, Nar, and Sion account for half of his games, exactly. He also played Renekton 7 times and lost all 7 games. So, I'm mentioning that because Sion and Renekton were tied for most games played on his champion list for 3rd place. Now, there are a couple players still on GiantX Academy, so we're going to talk about them, or Giants Academy from last year. The Antonio, a player that I've heard of in the past in ERLs, 23 years old, 27 games played, 3.7 KDA, 7.9 CS per minute, 59.2 KP, so weak side, more of a tank player looking at his champion pool. 20.2 gold share, 418 damage per minute, 19% of damage. Yes, glorified support playing the top role for sure. On average down, 370 gold, 7 CS, 315 XP. He's getting gapped in ERLs. 6 solo kills, 8 champions played. In the jungle, we have Peach. An addition in summer. I thought Peach was fine. A lot of people giving him some grief. He's older than your average rookie at 23 years old, so he is what he is. But I think he's a fine facilitator, and even then, that is a misconception. So in 34 games in summer, had a 3.3 KDA, 5.6 CS per minute, 75.9 KP. So very high involvement. Peach was who they fought around. He created, he made things happen. 18.5 gold share, 364 damage per minute, 15 damage share. And then we get to his splits. At 15 minutes, he's ahead of his opponent in the jungle. And that's something to note because a lot of people see him as a dog jungler. But in the first 15, he's ahead. 50 gold, not that much, but a couple camps, 8 CS, 220 XP, 3 solo kills, 10 champions played. Now the champion pool screams dog jungler. Sejuani, Maokai, Viego, his 3 most played. But Sejuani and Maokai account for literally all but, I don't know, a little bit of his games. These 3 champions account for 71%. And he played Viego 3 times as his 3rd most played. So, mathematically, the Sejuani and Maokai account for like roughly 25 of those 34 games by themselves. And those 2 champions are facilitators. Now, the Maokai you can build in a way that could get some damage out of it, but we know what Maokai is and what his best uses are. Albie, 23 years old, is the backup. Didn't play in summer, but in spring, 18 games, 3.4 KDA, 5.4 CS per minute, 67, 4 KP. So below average at the ERL level. 17.8 gold share, 355 damage per minute, 16.1 damage share. On average, ahead of ERL junglers, 190 gold, 2 CS, 115 XP, 4 solo kills, and 6 champions. So I doubt he's going to push Peach for any playing time. Now, in mid lane, we have Jackie. He's a player that I think I must have overlooked in my prospect series because these stats for the whole year are very good. I wonder if most of this occurred in spring, and in summer he fell off a bit because I was looking at summer stats majority. Well, not majorly majority. For the most part in that series. So, 19 years old. Over the entire year, 57 games, 4.4 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 67.7 KP. 24% of his team's gold in mid lane is insane. That is super carry-like, and for a mid laner, because you see 80 carries in the 24s to 25%, even higher in some cases. But mid lane, seldom do you see above 23.5 to 24%. That is high resource. Vethio does that. Now keep in mind it's at a lower level of play. We'll see if he can translate it to the LEC level. This team did have Vethio last year and it didn't work. Now there was some off the rift. They didn't want to say maybe mental health things going on, but Vethio looked fine at the end of the year. So we do have to wonder how this is going to pan out. 774 damage per minute, 31% of damage. He was the carry for his team in ERLs. On average up, 610 gold, 5 CS, 445 XP, 38 solo kills, 18 champions in 57 games. He is an assassin player. Looking at his 3 most played, LeBlanc, Yone, Ari. They account for only 37% of his games. Wide champion pool, but a lot of assassin-related picks. So, a player to definitely watch. If he can pop off, we'll see how Excel does. Bot lane, we have Patrick, 23 years old, 52 games, 3.3 KDA, 9 CS per minute, roughly 72 KP. Doesn't ask for a lot of resources in the bot lane. And that is why the mid laner can get as much farm as he will. And that's why, Jackie's has an opportunity to still be as fed as he was in ERLs. 24.4 gold share, 673 damage per minute, 28.8 damage share. And then at 15 minutes, because they're not getting a lot of resources, the bot lane of Patrick and Limit struggled. Down 375 gold, 8 CS, 235 XP on average. That's significant. 3 solo kills, 14 champions played. Zaya, Zeri, Kesa accounting for 46% of the games. Now, a new support with Ignar. Ignar playing with NRG this past year and going to Worlds. A very good player. Is he great? No, but with the right players, he can do a lot of work. If he can pair with Peach and go around the rift like he did with Contracts and like he did with Santorin in the past, XL could actually surprise people. And then at that point, someone has to ask the question, is it Ignar that has brought these meh teams to be able to go to the international event when it's all said and done? 27 years old, 58 games played, 4.1 KDA, 69.4 KP, 142 damage per minute, 323 vision score per minute, placed just under 9 wards every 5 minutes, 3 control wards every 5 minutes, and then cleared 2 wards every 5 minutes. So a lot of vision, going around the rift, pairing with the jungler, pairing with the mid laner, affecting things. 16 champions played. Rel, Rakan, Alistar accounting for 55%. So, like I said, that's an X factor as well. If he can bring this team up the way he brought NRG and FlyQuest up over the last few years, this team, if Jackies can get on the right page, I don't see why this team can't have a rogue-like come up in this year after a couple years ago when Malrang really took over for Rogue. So, just something to ponder. Hayden is the coach. Hayden was their coach in spring and summer, going 7-11 in the regular season best of ones, and then 7-13 in playoff and seasonal final format. So a rather inexperienced coach. I know they have Kaz behind him. Kaz has been with a few different clubs over the years, so there is experience on the staff, but the buck stops with him. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.